Now that you have your artboard in front of you, what you want to do is make sure that you have all the icons at the top here and all the toolbars and control panel. If you don't have this toolbar here, what you need to do is you need to go to Windows, click on Toolbar and click on Advanced. So at the moment it just disappeared, my toolbar, because I clicked it off. So I'm going to go to Windows, Toolbar, Advanced, and there we go. There's my toolbar here. You can see that my control panel up here is seen. If I go to Windows, Control, it disappears. So now it's disappeared, but you need to have that control up the top. So you go to Windows, click on Control, and there we go. What I'm going to do now is I need to have my title up the very top. So I'm going to go to the Type tool over here and click on it. And then I'm going to click on my page up the top. Then I'm going to start typing, and we're doing task 1. Actually, I might say pre-VCE, task 1, using the shape tool. So you will need to do this title as well. I'm going to press Ctrl A. Then at the top here, I can change my typeface. So in Viscom, we don't call it a font, we call it a typeface. So I'm going to change it to this one here. And then I'm going to make sure if it's regular. Sometimes it gives you italic or bold as well. And then I can change the scale of my work, or of the font, sorry, of the type. There we go. Then I'm going to click on my selection tool, and this helps me move it around. So I'm going to move it around and position it here. If you want it to be perfectly center, you can go up to the top here where it says Align panel. Click on that, and I can click on this horizontal align center, and there we go. It's centered in the middle of my page at the top. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use the shape tool. So over here, where this rectangle box, or it's the rectangle tool, if I right click on it, it gives me different shapes as well. So there's a rounded rectangle, ellipse tool, polygon, star, and flare tool. So we're going to start with the rectangle tool. Then I'm going to click on my page and drag. So I can click and drag. Okay. Then I'm going to click on my selection tool. And what I want to do now is I just want to create an outline. So at the moment, the box is filled in with black. If I go over here, this is the fill, and here is the stroke. So what I can do is I can click on this bendy arrow that's here, and I can swap the fill and stroke. I'm going to swap that. And then I can click on any area of the page here, and there's my rectangle that we can see. So I want to add a few more shapes to my rectangle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my rectangle tool, I'm going to right click, I'm going to use an ellipse. To create a perfect circle, we want to click and drag, and Illustrator gives us these lines. So you can see they disappear and they reappear. So when my circle is perfect, so at the moment you can see that it's not, it's a bit squished this way. You might like to do that. If you want a perfect circle though, make sure you see those lines that intersect, and that tells you that it's the perfect circle. So there we go. Then I'm going to use my selection tool, and I'm going to put it over here. I might reduce the size to make it fit. What I'm doing is I can also go to the corner here. I can hold down Shift and then I can make it smaller. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my rectangle itself and bring it in. There we go. Next, I'm going to right click on the shape tool here. I'm going to select the star tool. Again, I'm going to click down and hold it. That's probably big enough. Then I'm going to use my selection tool and I'm going to move it across to here. Might need it to be smaller so it can fit inside the circle. I can also see how my mouse is hovering in the corner and it's created a bendy arrow. This allows me, if I left click and hold, I can rotate this around as well. So I'm going to hold down Shift and I'm going to make this smaller. There we go, it fits in perfectly. Now that I've got my 3 different shapes, what I want to do now is play around with the fill and stroke tool. So I'm going to click on my rectangle. Actually, what I'll do first is I'm going to make a copy. So this I will leave here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click here and then I'm going to drag and then I'm going to press Control C. If you're using a Mac, you might press Command C. Sorry, Control C. Then I'm going to click somewhere else and I'm going to press Control V. So now I've copied and pasted it. What I want to do is I want to move this up here so we can see all our steps. So this is step 1, so we leave this as it is. This is step 2. Now we're going to play around with color. So I'm going to click on my rectangle and I'm going to double click here over on the fill. When you double click, it will pop up with this and you can choose any colors that you would like. So I might move this along to do a blue and press OK. Down here as well, it tells you the color swatch number as well, or the code used for that specific color swatch that I've selected. I'm going to press OK. Now you can see that my rectangle has turned into that color.